when they said not everyone deserves a podcast, we didn't listen. The Middle Class Holes.
A 7 to 9 pound round of double Gloucester cheese or Gloucester cheese is sent rolling down the hill, which is 200 yards long, in a slope around 26.2 degrees. Competitors start racing down the hill after the cheese. The first person over the finish line wins the cheese. The competitors aim to get the cheese, but however, it's sent down about a second ahead of the start of the group. And here's another fun fact. In 2013, event organizers had to recreate the cheese in the form of a foam replica for safety reasons because people were getting hurt at the bottom of the hill, but the 7 to 9 pound cheese roll landing into a few folks. So
hold on, wait. They were concerned about the spectators getting hit by the cheese and not the people bolting down this fucking 22% grade hill chasing the cheese.
They signed the.
Good point.
Yeah, I was gonna say they waived liability. Fucking the people at the bottom are just there enjoying themselves.
That's right. Enjoying a pint on a sunny afternoon.
By the way, let's put this in our hat for our legal counsel because it's called literally a waiver. Could you, if you have it on video, scream down the hill like, "All right, everybody, the cheese wheel's going to be coming down. Everybody wave your hand if you're aware of the cheese wheel about to barrel down the hill." And then if they just wave, you're free of liability. You're literally, it's a waiver. Yeah, I'm good.
That's probably how it came about.
Good one. It's a waive my legal rights. So here is a 7-second video of one of the races they do 4 a day, 3 men, 1 women. They actually do uphill races with the kiddos, make it a little more safer.
Sounds terrible.
But see if I can do this here. Screen.
It's so fun. This is the greatest thing ever. I love it.
So keep your eye. It's impossible for me to point out who you need to keep your eye on. It's also impossible for you not to see this poor bastard.
Just watch it over and over again.
It's literally the fastest man on the hill, and you'll see why that becomes a problem rather quickly.
Yeah. Nope. Bad.
God. One more time.
Dude.
So a gentleman at PNC Park, we still don't know exactly how this happened, but he somehow exploded out of his chair, and he did the Nordberg multi-head over heel flip from the balcony to the ground.
It looked like a jackass prank. It looked like Dave England put hydraulics or some sort of explosive in the bottom of the seat, and they're like, at the 3rd inning, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the exploding seat in the outfield. Watch." That's what it looked like.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the PNC bankroll. Watch this. Yeah. And then homeboy and look, obviously tragic, right? But the question is, what was a harder hit and a worse fall? Now, this is PNC Bank Fall Guy. He is just about above the center of the left billboard there, up above the blue rail. So let's give that a go. And he's going to explode out of his seat. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's like 2 stories, actually.
Nah, I mean, it's about a story and a half. That's about where I crumpled myself. Gave myself a headbutt to the dick. So I know what that feels like. And that guy landed a little more on the shoulder blades. So what do we think? Who do you think got it worse? Gloucester Cheese Roll Man or PNC Bank?
That's a wild question. Who got it worse? Probably the guy in the coma. But fucking
yeah.
But I think it's more about the landing that did the damage more so than the impact. The impact of the cheese roll is clearly much more forceful, in my opinion, and it looks worse because he's passed out while he's still rolling down the hill. My man's out cold, just rolling down the hill. The guy in the Pirates game was just enjoying himself, dead. You know what I mean? He's enjoying himself, hasn't been conscious yet again. So shitty, but I don't know. I feel like the cheese roll's worse in some way. He had to deal with all that pain. This guy's just
good point.
Proposing at someone else's wedding.
It's just simple as that.
That's right. You and your wife, presumably sometime during the reception, maybe, I don't know, give it 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour afterwards. Everyone's hooting and hollering. The champagne's flowing. The dancing's happening. The girls are feeling frisky. The cake's been smashed. The dances have been had. And then someone else that's been invite. I was just saying your wedding party. I hope they're not your wedding party, but an invite to your wedding. A man plops down on one knee and says, "Baby, you're the love of my life, and I want to spend the rest of it with you. And I found that what better occasion to express my love and affection and my debt of gratitude to you that at someone else's wedding.
Well, I've got some questions. Alan, I'll let you start, and then I'll ask my questions. Or do you want me to ask my questions now?
I mean, I guess you could ask your questions because I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going.
So
let's-
I do want to say there is and you guys can agree or disagree. I do think that there is, some may say that there's a fine line between middle class and white trash. I think that there's a Venn diagram. I do think that there's an area of gray in the middle that kind of, it's hard to distinct. It's hard to pinpoint.
Because you can have a very blue collar family, and I'm not trashing blue collar anybody, but like I will categorize blue collar people as like I don't give a shit, like, but they might have a lot of money and they might have a. So my question's going to be to this, like, has the person taking the knee discussed it with the wedding party or like the bride or the groom? Have they discussed it first? Like, hey, can I do this at your wedding? They have not.
I think this is out of the blue. I think this is everyone, including the bride, is surprised.
There's overlap between white trash and middle class, but I don't think that one, like, they can both stand on their own. You could be middle class, and just white trash. And I think that's just white trash. Or, like, it's not, because I don't even know if it's...
This is bad taste.
It's just bad. Yeah, like, I mean, for lack of a better option here, it's white trash. But like, there's no good reason to do that. And like, and that's anybody. I've seen fucking hoity-toities do this. So like, or people who would consider themselves upper class. So I think it's just white trash.
Alan somehow inadvertently convinced me that it's middle class and not white trash, because I feel like white trash is like, hey, we're at Comic-Con and I'm dressed up like, Ukuro, and you're dressed up like Kikawa. And so I'm going to propose to you here. Like, to me, that's like white trashy. Like, you're dressed up like Pokemon characters and it's like, it's time to propose. Middle class to me means like, I don't think I can afford a better scenario to be in where it's like all about romance and love. And since I can't afford to take you out to a nice restaurant, we're at the nicest venue we're going to be at the next 3 to 5 years. I'm going to do it here because the ambiance is right, the setting's right, the emotional state of mind is correct. We're all here to celebrate love. And what better celebration of love than to extend my hand in perpetuity forever and ever, amen, than right here, right now. Now, I do think you should run it by the wedding party first, but I think the notion to do it at that spot is more middle class than white trash, because I don't think white trash people find romantic settings appropriate. They find weird, strange, odd places appropriate.
That's an amazing argument.
Thank you.
I like it.
He
might have changed. He might have.
I disagree, because I think there's like, not only don't be an asshole factor, but just a sheer IQ factor to this. Because you can be middle class and be romantic. You can take them to where you first met them. You can take them to a special place that doesn't require a fucking dollar. You can drive and then walk somewhere that means something or something special. In my case, it was outside of a restaurant that we liked and the timing was right. I think this is white trash simply because you're too stupid to understand that it's someone else's special fucking day and you're too fucking selfish to let them relish in the fucking moment. And because there's a certain selfishness to white trash that coincides with this. I'm going to steal the spotlight, albeit for 15, 30 seconds.
As I saw a TikTok video the other day, and I didn't even know we were talking about this, but the bride goes to turn around and throw the bouquet over her shoulder, and she goes like this, and then stops, turns around, and walks it over to one of her bridesmaids, and then a groomsman comes up and drops to his knee. So she obviously knew that was the assignment. And so I was like, ugh, that's kind of romantic. It's not white trash, because she obviously ran it by the bride beforehand.
No, it's not, but it's fucking whack. Like, again, I think, if you can't think of something, like, I'm kind of with Wes on this too, like, fucking do better. Like, I don't know. That's a cop-out. Your guys are getting divorced, honestly, if you got fucking engaged at someone else's wedding. Like, you don't even care, honestly. You're just doing it to do it. Like,
Everyone went, like, it was like, oh, tell me how it happened. Well, it was at my buddy's wedding.
I immediately would be like,
what?
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah.
I just
and
think
like, you can't even logic your way out of it.
Friday! Brought to you, of course, by our good friend, The Cuckster. Make sure you check out The Cuckster on both TikTok and Instagram. It's Cuckster for life. Cuckster for life on both TikTok and the gram. Cuckster, what's he up to, Wes?
Huckster's getting ready for a hot and heavy summer. He's going to try to make a beach trip. He also tapped into the wonderful world of pickleball, and he has some opinions about our good friend Diddy and his legal troubles. He might have some advice. It has some advice for the old Puff Daddy.
By the way, a lot of the stuff I'm hearing, Diddy might be walking, to be quite honest with you. Whatever,
Really?
because the charges they have him on are like sex trafficking, and his defense team, to their credit, went in with, look, my client's a piece of shit. He is a disgusting, deplorable scumbag. However, he did not traffic anyone, and they were there by their own will. Piece of shit, yes. Adulterer, absolutely. Woman beater, probably yes. But trafficker,
Yeah.
9.
That's kind of like the remember the People versus Larry Flint?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and kind of use that. He's like, I don't like my client. I don't like what he does. Don't like what he represents. Don't like his publication or the content that he produces. But he didn't break the law. That's just a dork not knowing marketing.
Marketing,
Just
yeah.
a dork, just only doing dork stuff.
And that's
He was
that's
like-
the thing. Is like there's genius in all areas of the world. Like it would have flopped and failed 1,000% if it was called Interface Manager. And some guy who doesn't know dick probably flicking his nipples around the board meeting, just like, why would you call it like Windows? Windows? Yeah, open a window. All right.
That's exactly what happened. The fucking the sales engineer was nerding out about some nerd stuff, and he was like, "Look at this interface manager. It fucking, it manages the interface." And some fucking jackwagon sales guy was like, "Huh, looks like you just opened up a bunch of windows. Why don't you call it Windows?" And fucking boom.
It was
Done.
a Don Draper-esque dude smoking a cigarette. Like, imagine this: you open a window, you feel the breeze come through. There's birds chirping, the sun is shining. You feel like you have access to the entire world.
Click right here and you download porn.
Windows, and the guys go, "Oh yeah, shit, I'm in."
Let's make
Here's a couple drafts.
a few $1 billion tomorrow, boys.
Guarantee there's like a fucking I guarantee there's like a group out there where this should be a clip. We should piss off the Dvorak keyboard nerds. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, Zach, we could do it right now. Come on, let's get a soundbite. You guys suck, and your
You
keyboards
guys are
suck.
idiots.
Yeah, and
Use QWERTY like regular
Look,
people.
man, they're going to respond instantly. That's how fast it is.
You're gonna be like, I have fucking 6% less error rate while I'm typing. Nobody gives a fuck, nerds.
yeah, you should go to high school typing classes and start protesting like normal humans. Stand outside with dry erase boards and then tell them how you feel.
Block all your fellow students paying $40,000 a year from attending their class on the effects of malnutrition in first world countries.
If you sit down in front of a keyboard, it's not Dvorak. Tell your teacher, nope, not doing it. I have my rights, man. I know my rights. And that's our fun fact Friday.
That's it, my friends.
I think you
yes,
said
I
that.
did.
Hey, real quick, rest in peace, Rick Derringer, who died yesterday, who was the voice of I Am a Real American, the Hulk Hogan theme song. Man, no matter when that's played, no matter what I'm doing, I'll kick a door in and I'll puff and puff like the Hulkster and I'll point at an imaginary person sitting across the room like I'm going to kick their ass, or actually get my ass kicked for about 30 minutes and then all of a sudden snap out of it and shake my hands
You
feverishly.
become invincible and run down a hill fucking trying to chase down a ball of cheese.
That's right. That's right.